following is a special presentation. From the Captain Esports Network.
This isn't just a game. This is iRacing. After weeks of tough racing in a regular season, it has all come to this moment as the 2024 playoffs kick off here at the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway as we get ready to go racing in the NC811.org Xfinity Series. 16 drivers about to race for a championship. Other drivers here to spoil the party. Nothing wrong with that. We picked the perfect track to kick off a season after a season, basically. After the wild finish at Talladega last week, we get ready to go for 150 laps of racing here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm the captain. We welcome you in on this Sunday. Hopefully enjoying your weekend so far. Let's take a look at the point standings as we enter the playoffs here tonight. Of course, Fuller, the number one seed. McMillan, Kevin Brown, Mike Kelly, Wesley Donaldson, Stephen Miles, all the guys that you will see a part of it. 16 drivers will race for 4 races. And then from there, we cut the field in half, and the next 8 will run for the next 4 to go for the championship in Sim500. So, should be a lot of fun here tonight, getting ready to go. Racing or qualifying going to begin here in about 5 minutes or so after Pedro Mojica holding off Stephen Miles last week to win. We have a lot of things to look at here. Let's start with our regular season champion, Braxton DeWeese. Unfortunately, there's no bonus points really for winning the championship in the regular season. What he got basically is a spot in the playoffs, and you see he's all the way down here now in the 10th position as he kicks off his postseason. So obviously those wins come at a premium here. Just ask Justin Fuller, who had the 4 wins. He's up here at the top. Kevin Brown, Mac McMillan, all these guys here with the bonus points for winning races in Sim500. Then you have the other guys down here that unfortunately do not have the wins in their columns, and they have to work their way up. But needless to say, after Bristol tonight, there will likely be some drama as we go into the second race of the season, of the postseason. So this is going to be a pretty dramatic time here of racing around this Bristol Motor Speedway. Of course, the last great Coliseum, concrete and 28 degrees of banking through the corners. It is definitely lean and mean, and from what I understand from talking to some of the drivers tonight, it is very slick out there on the track here this evening, so that's going to tell you what you are in store for this evening at this racetrack. Qualifying again coming up here in moments. We'll see who can get the 811 pole award, and of course that's usually a pretty big deal at this track. If you're able to get the track position, obviously you get that start in the front and you can work your way through. We got more than 27 cars in the field tonight, which means there will be somebody, at least a couple of cars, pitting on the back straightaway tonight, which could play a disadvantage. So if you're somebody like Josh Parker who likes to start in the back, this might be a night where he goes ahead and qualifies so that he can have a chance to have a good pit stall, because that front stretch pit stall can be a big advantage in a race like this tonight. So again, a lot of potential opportunities here, as I mentioned, for a lot of drivers And it all starts here at Bristol. But the one thing you cannot do is start this race with a dud and have yourself coming from behind, basically, after one race. And I think tonight, obviously, is the element that comes into play here at Bristol, because you got to be able to climb yourself up from wherever you start and get the best finish you can, and you should be set for the rest of the playoffs to at least get yourself onto that final 4 round, which, again, 8 drivers. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really not, because, 29 positions right now on this track, you got to average pretty much an 8th place finish to get yourself in to the final 4. So there's a lot of, again, things that can come into play here tonight when it's all said and done. All the main drivers pretty much here. I think a couple of playoff drivers, I have not seen their names yet, but we'll see if they update here momentarily. But those guys, I'm actually working on it as we talk a little bit here, doing some multitasking here. I'm actually changing their number colors over so that when you see them on the ticker tonight, their numbers will be in green. So you'll know who are the playoff drivers when they get out here on track here this evening. Again, 150 laps going to fly by here pretty quickly, especially if we don't see many yellows, which there's a chance we don't tonight, but there's a chance we see plenty of yellows when it's all said and done here this evening. Let's go in. Let's see, got about a minute or so. Let's talk to the guy that won the most races this season, and let's see how he's feeling going into race number 1 tonight. So, Justin Fuller, you got a copy there, bud? There you go. All right, so as we go into qualifying tonight, obviously you got a little bit of an advantage, all of 6 points over second, and obviously the wins have helped you out, and you've run pretty well here. You're a short track guy, so you know how to get around this track pretty well. How much of an advantage do you feel that gives you with this small advantage in the points to get that head start on the field?
I mean, it's not going to be easy, so it's kind of tough out here. I don't exactly have the short run speed, it looks like, so we're just going to take what the car can give us and just have a good solid finish, hopefully, and keep the car clean and keep it in one piece so we can be there at the end, and hopefully we can walk away with another win this season. But if not, we just got to try and have a good points day and make it out of this first round, and then we'll really focus on running really well.
All right, we'll let you go qualify. How's the track feel?
It's loose, but loose is fast, and looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate your time.
Yep, have a good one.
You too. Justin Fuller, of course, going to be out there racing. He is the number 1 seed as we go into the playoffs here. So, we wish him the best of luck here as qualifying about to begin. Of course, presented by 811. Know what's below and call before you dig. As the cars will get out there onto the track. They'll get 2 laps. Second one should be the fastest, obviously, as you get the tires up to temp here. And let's go down in Wesley Donaldson, the first one to put a lap down as of right now. That's the wrong button, Scala. 15:44. There's Glenn Campbell out on track. John Schweikert laying down a 15:59 right now on lap number 1 of his qualifying. And you see Bob Gillenwater 15.4 right now. He is the fast time here. He did it on his second lap. Mike Kelly up there to P3. Got some of the other cars here yet to get out there for that second lap. As here's Mac McMillan, the 88 car. Another playoff driver here. As McMillan goes P7 with a 15:48. Times within 7/100ths of a second. Seeing some very close times out here. Jose Gonzalez on track. Non-playoff driver, I believe, here in the 26 car. And he qualifies right now P12. P13, 15:97 right now for him. Wesley Donaldson into the pits. Rivera into the pits. Here's Tyler Dalton across the line for his lap. And he sets her on top and actually runs about the same lap time as Gillenwater, down to about the at least 10 thousandths of a second, as both of them run a 4:14 And unfortunately, our times don't go any further than that, so I have no clue how further those times go. But that is pretty much on top of another here. Still got 2.5 minutes of qualifying left, and nobody is out on track right now, so we'll have to keep track and see who does what here. I'm pretty sure you're going to see some of those late drivers get out here on track here in moments. Rick Allen, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't seen him in a very long time. Good to see you, my man. Hope you're doing well. One of the originals that I raced with back 12 years ago. Yeah, it's been that long. Now, who else are we going to get out here on track? Like I said, Miles and those guys, some of these guys usually like to wait till last minute. When you get 5 minutes around a 15-second track, everybody's qualifying laps are usually done pretty quickly. And nobody's still on track. We still got a minute to go here. So, I mean, you could leave at like the 50-second mark. You see the times right there of the 20 cars that have laid down a qualifying lap. Let's, we don't get to usually do this before the qualifying's over with. Let's talk to, well, I was going to talk to Tyler, but Tyler's not in that channel anymore. Let me look around for Tyler. Tyler's down here in another channel right now. Probably show, he's probably showing his lap off. I won't interrupt him. All right, here we go. Cars coming out on track. Stephen Miles going to be the first one, as I mentioned. Or I should say the next one. Here he is in that 24 car. His first playoffs, rookie season. Finished second at Talladega last week, as he's 16th right now with a 15.56. Down the back straightaway. Let's get you guys some car radio, by the way. And he is currently 11th, 15.507. So he's within a 10th, and he's 11th fastest. That tells you how quick these guys are out here. Here's Kevin Brown, the 93 car. The WBD iCal, he spins her out. And that's going to be it. Last of the qualifying all over with. Let's go trackside for the playing of our national anthem as Tyler Dalton wins the 811 Pole Award.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, the warm-up is over. Cars are on pit road, ready to go. 150 laps of short track racing here to start the playoffs in the 2024 Sim500 NC811.org Xfinity Series season. Of course, as you know, Pedro Mojica, the champion from last season. Daniel Falkingham the season before. Who's going to pull it off here tonight? We shall find out. Bristol, Texas, Richmond, and the old Atlanta, I should say the old Texas Motor Speedway. So So a couple legacy tracks here coming up in the next couple of weeks. As Tyler Dalton on the pole ties Bob Gillenwater by 10 thousandths at least. Justin Fuller, Tommy Ryan there, row 2. Row 3, Braxton DeWeese and Mike Kelly. Wesley Donaldson and Mac McMillan there, row 4. Row 5, William Kemp and Scott Simley. Stephen Miles, John Schweikert in row number 6. Row 7, Jeff Ryan, Randy Oakham, Jose Gonzalez, and Glenn Campbell. Alan Wild, Seth Foudy there, row 9. Row 10, J.P. Phillips and Brent Scott. Nelson Rivera, Kevin Brown, Charles Van Schaik, Josh Parker. Levi Poland, Anthony Calantoni. Back there, Keith Hackney, Barry Stevens, Brian Wortman, all these cars not qualifying. Hackney and Stevens have not gridded, so it looks like 27 cars. Going to bring them to the green flag, and our race information, as I mentioned, 150 laps tonight. 3 sets of tires, 2 overtimes, and of course the iRacing default weathers. The pace car rolls through the back straightaway for the final time. A track that started hosting racing back in the 1960 year. And that race actually, believe it or not, in the Cup side was a caution-free race at Bristol. It is possible to be done. We'll see if it can happen here tonight as Tyler Dalton takes the top side as the fans are on their feet here at the Bristol Motor Speedway as they come to the green flag at the last Great Coliseum as Dalton leads them to the green. Our cameras presented by TrackCams22.com. You check them out online on Facebook and the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com as side by side off turn 4, Dalton leads lap 1. You know, they talked about the grip in this track, not much of it. Seeing cars getting loose throughout practice here, and we'll see if we see it during the race here. Will they take care of themselves out there on track this evening? You see Tommy Ryan already up to 3rd. He's looking outside for 2nd. Justin Fuller there with him. Mike Kelly also there. There's Braxton DeWeese, the regular season champion in that 5 car as he is in his first playoffs here in the Sim500 campaign. A little bit different structure than you see in most series. Most series you'll see them kind of follow the Cup schedule, which is like, you know, the 3 races, then the 3 races, then you get the 1 championship race. Here at Sim500, ever since the start that we've been here, it has been a format that, honestly, if you're going to do a playoff format, I kind of like. Because it gives you a chance to have that rough race, and then you have an opportunity to bounce back. You could go out there and win. Honestly, the Cup format, you can kind of do this in real life. You can go out there and win all 35 of the 36 races, but then go into the 36th race, and you blow a motor, and you don't win the championship. Ask Kevin Harvick about that back in 2020 when he won 10 races almost. Fuller to the bottom. Going to pass Gillenwater for 3rd. You see Ryan up there for 2nd, trying to get the lead from Dalton. Ooh, almost some contact. Oh, there was some contact that time. Wow. So Tommy Ryan to the front. You see Kelly now coming into the picture. You see that red and black 88 of Mac McMillan, the 91 of Donaldson, which everybody on top of another. Right now, early in this race, you see Scott Simley coming into play here, William Kemp. But eventually, these tires are really going to start to fall off, and if we start getting some yellow, say around lap 40 or so, don't be surprised you start seeing some of these cars dive to pit road and putting 4 tires on her. As Dalton going to follow third. Fuller looking to the inside now. Gillenwater looking low there on Mac McMillan. Mike Kelly also there in this battle. This is back at 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th position as Schweikert into the battle now. Not really seeing too much of an advantage on either lane. I'm seeing some guys able to use the bottom here a little bit. Some guys able to use the top. Eventually it is going to go straight to the top because that's just how iRacing is. But I think if you save your tires enough, you could make that bottom go to work. Of course, it's easier said than done to pull off. Enjoying the stream. Appreciate you hanging out with us, of course. And you can hit that subscribe button if you're not new. You can, of course, always come back like you do. And we appreciate that very much. Share it with your friends. Tell family about it or whatever. If you have a Discord page, go share it with them. Social media, whatever you got to do. Let them know about the Captain Esports Network. You see the great racing that gets put on it every single week. As up front, Fuller tries to get around Kelly, and Kelly had to, Ryan. Ryan had to yield a little bit there. As he almost got in the outside wall, and Fuller going to take it. So he is making that bottom side work. He didn't sound the most optimistic when I talked to him pre-race, but we all know Justin Fuller's good on a short track. He talked about this as his bread and butter, where he likes racing is the short tracks on the schedule. And of course, he's got 2 in the first round here and in the Richmond Raceway in the 3rd race of the playoffs. So obviously plenty of opportunity for that driver. As Tommy Ryan in trouble, off the pace. Not sure what's going on here, but he has fallen all the way back to 18th. He's back up to speed. Did he get loose or something off turn 2 or something? What happened to Tommy here? He just pulls down. I wonder if he had an issue or something. I mean, there's no such thing as mechanical failures in iRacing unless you just blow the motor up. I'm not sure what happened there. Here's Miles inside for the 11th position, working on Bob Gillenwater, who's fallen back. Bob might be working on saving some tires for the long run of this race here at lap 25. As he makes the pass, there's Campbell there with him. Jeff Ryan, Randy Oakham all right there amongst this battle as we're 26 laps in already here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's step away here from our partners at 811. Come back, get you more racing here from Bristol on the Captain Esports Network.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
It would not be a perfect broadcast if we didn't go to commercial and somebody wrecks to bring out the caution. It happens on TV. It's now happening in streams too. As Bob Gillenwater unfortunately has gone around bringing out the caution. Looks like something potentially with Jeff Ryan has brought out the yellow here. If only I had a camera on me when this wreck happened, because I'm like, I couldn't see the wreck because I got a screen that has the commercial and stuff on in front of me. But when I saw the standings to my left start falling, I'm like, my head just dropped. I'm like, yep, I just did it. I was trying to do it under green, and here we go. So Bob gets a little high there in turn 4. He gets hooked by Jeff or something there. And Alan Wild, Kevin DeBrown with damage. And Callan Tony gets clobbered. So playoff drivers involved in this. Let's go crash cam and Bob down there running the bottom as you see the 3 car gets to run, and he had Glenn Campbell on his inside too, and just unfortunately 3 wide at Bristol. And cars on pit road getting their damage fixed. Josh Parker being 1, Cal Tony, it's add him to the list, so it looks like I'm counting 4 playoff drivers involved in that wreck alone. Bob drifts up there and he sees the run coming from Jeff Ryan, but then Glenn Campbell's up there too. And obviously Campbell's not being told 3 wide until the 3 is there finally. So Justin Fuller leads. You see Tommy Ryan in front. He is actually on the tail end of the lead lap, is actually going to take the wave around here, I think, and go back on the lead lap. Not sure what's going on with the 99 car. But obviously some issues there. As he was running second, fell off the pace. And of course that wreck happened there at lap 27 to bring out the yellow. And Calantoni and Gillenwater look like I've gotten the worst of this, and this is where this hurts a little bit. As you're going to see me do this a lot, let's show the point standings going into the race tonight. Calantoni and Gillenwater down here towards the bottom. Of course, thankfully they were at 2,000, so everybody was kind of tied right here. But these guys are going to get minimal points basically tonight. And they're going to have to battle. Of course, Chad Coleman's actually not here tonight, one of the rare races he's missed. So he's going to be at the bottom. And, you know, obviously there's 8 drivers and not 4 that get eliminated here. So you are pretty much at a point where after one bad race, you are on the climb to try to get what you can get the rest of the playoffs to get to that final round of 4. As pace car pulls off and Fuller leads him back to the green. Dalton, Kelly, Donaldson, and Simley are top 5. Not many cars came to pit road. William Kempfy in the 1st and 15th position. Mac McMillan, Brent Scott, Seth Foudy, Jeff Ryan, obviously with damage on that 3 car potentially. Braxton Deweese up into the top 5. Or top 6, I should say, with that pass on Scott Simley. Back here come the fresh tires up through the field. William Kempton in the first one, that 09, that purple and black car. And, some 3-winder. McMillan had to check up and around goes the 20 of J.P. Phillips. He and Brent Scott get turned. The old checkup, unfortunately, brings out the second yellow. Saw a little bit of a checkup right where Mac McMillan was, and Phillips was right behind them. And unfortunately for him, he was in the wrong spot at the right time. Watch here as they come off turn 2 there. Yokomos gets the ball. Mac tries to go 3 wide there. A little contact, checks everybody up, and then there's the hit. That spins them around. And caution out for a second time. Get it one more time from the crash cam. Yeah, Yoakum just slides up there, you see right there, and then tries to bring her down off the wall, and McMillan's there, and then JP reacts. Alright, gonna see, looks like more cars coming to pit road here. Miles, Yoakum, Parker, a few others with damage, probably getting that car fixed up. Otherwise, those with some tires to use here, probably gonna put them on and as we now get into that point of the race where we talk about the strategy. Only 111 to go next time by, so you start got to set yourself up for later on in the race to put yourself in the right position. You know, the one thing I've always tried to vouch for is you want to be on the offensive side when you're racing for the win. You don't want to be the one playing defense and trying to protect track position and stuff. And should get one to go this time by. Looks like the lights are still on here, so far playoff drivers for the most part looking pretty good. A lot of them got actually taken out in that last wreck there at lap 27. Of course, Gillenwater, Calantoni, those two are behind the wall now. That's two playoff drivers. As I mentioned, Parker had some damage. He's still trying to get the 81 all fixed up, and this unfortunately becomes a downfall for him starting in the back. Unfortunately gets caught up in some stuff there. And in others, I think here just going to try to take tires and get off strategy with the leaders to potentially start some strategy. Or to, steal some track position. As we come off turn 4, pace car pulls off. Kelly trying to get the jump on Fuller, and Fuller launches the old, hey, he's going to try to launch early, you launch on him trick. And you see him stacking up towards the back there. Looks like everybody okay as they work their way through turn 1, and now you're going to see those tires go to work here. Fuller, Kelly, Dalton. Wesley Donaldson now up to third as he passes Tyler Dalton. Braxton DeWeese joining the battle. John Schweikert here. No, almost in the wall goes Kelly. Oh, hitting that wall hard. As DeWeese in the inside of Wesley Donaldson, this is for the third position. As you look at Gonzalez, Kevin Brown, and Glenn Campbell battle down here, the 10th, 11th, 12th positions here. Up front, Braxton DeWeese going for second now. You wonder if that 5 has been saving the tires a little bit. During that long green flag run, he's working the bottom and should clear Kelly if he slides up. Sure does. And there's your first car on tires, pitted at lap 29. That's at 09 of William Kemp. Looking pretty sporty. Wesley Donaldson there behind him. John Schweikert in the 6th spot. And it looks like right now the 09, the only car that is advanced on the tires. Everybody else back near the 11th position right now. Either having trouble with the traffic or just not able to work their way up. There's Jeff Ryan, there's Mac McMillan, there's Brent Scott, Levi Pullman back here, the 72 car. Charles Van Schaik. Looks like had to avoid something back there towards the back. Not sure what that was all about, but he's okay, it looks like. As look at this mess back here. McMillan gets kind of clipped there by Campbell going into the corner. There's Gonzalez, there's Scott, Stephen Miles joining the battle. And look at this at the front. William Kemp has gone to the lead with the fresher tires. He's gone by everybody in the top three. And the 09 leading his first laps in the Ryan Sieg paint scheme, if you will, there. That CMR Roofing A-game number 09. Oh, there's a tradition from Bristol we don't miss, or at least some of us do miss because you don't see it anymore. The modified, rolling in the bottom lane, letting the leaders go. As unfortunately, Alan Wild goes a lap down. On board, Kevin Brown here, bottom lane, 93 car. Check up there. You see Tyler Dalton there behind him in his mirror. Now, for the record, I do want to correct myself. As I said earlier, I got a little bit of a mix-up in the schedule here. After tonight, we are off for 2 weeks, of course, for the Cup Series of the Sim500 NC811.org Cup Series. Of course, here in the Xfinity Series, it's only 1 week off. And then our next broadcast will actually be Wednesday night. And then we'll be off again until the following Thursday, like the 4th of July. Holidays sometimes will throw your schedules off, especially if you don't keep on top of it sometimes. 3 wide back here for the 12th position. As Miles try to the inside of the 88. So Kemp leads by 1.6 seconds now over Braxton DeWeese, who's moved to second. Justin Fuller's fallen a second, back in third. Mike Kelly and Kevin Brown still your top 5, as Kevin now starting to work his way up with the newer tires. You just see the different strategies going on here. You got the cars that, one more particularly the one car of Kemp in the 09, he went flying up through the field, and then you get these others that kind of let the race spread out, and now picking off people one at a time with the fresher tires to work their way up. As long as you don't wreck, either strategy works. Back here, this Hornets nest of cars again. Now, if this race goes green the rest of the way, this is going to put a lot of guys in a bad spot, because you're looking at those who have not pitted yet are going to have to pit for fuel. Oh, the rest of these guys are actually probably good to go on fuel all the way, and tires. Well, tires are going to be eaten up, but you got to be careful with those if you can save them enough. As Braxton under attack here comes Fuller now. Miles here with Jeff Ryan, John Schweikert, the 8-car Randy Oakham. All 3 of these 4 cars with tires. The 1 car obviously without tires up there in the front of the field. Appreciate the viewers hanging out again tonight. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new, we appreciate you coming to join us. And I'm going to work on some YouTube shorts here and get those worked on this week and put out for those to enjoy while we're not doing many broadcasts. At least you'll have some stuff to check out. Some of the recaps of the finishes in the past week. Actually just started launching them out on TikTok also, so you'll get some on TikTok and on YouTube Short, whatever platform you prefer. As DeWeese still trying to hold off Fuller here for second. Kevin Brown has now joined the battle with the fresher tires. And Fuller's going to end up losing out in that whole deal as Braxton takes second, or holds off for second. Kevin Brown goes to third now. After the lap car of Alan Wild, Fuller just living to see another day here. As Miles, you see back there, is moved up to the 5th position now. Randy Yoakum up to 6th. So, again, I'm liking his tire strategy more and more as this race goes, because you're running enough laps now on this run to where no matter what you do, everybody's going to have to come to pit road for tires here. Now, it does obviously leave you one stack short, but the longer this run goes, you start to question if you're even going to need that 3rd set of tires. As we look at JP Phillips back here, Mike Kelly battle for the 7th position. And he's going to take the spot away. You see the one back there of Schweikert. Unfortunately, he's fallen back just a little bit. Just the 2 early cautions here as we get to the halfway point already. Not even 25 minutes in, halfway at Bristol. Let's see if we cannot do it this time, as we're going to step away and try to get a commercial in before a caution if we get one. As we're watching Sim500, the NC811.org Xfinity Series from Bristol on the Captain Esports Network.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
All right, back we are here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. He wants to battle for second right there. Braxton Deweese and Kevin Brown. You see the car just kind of porpoising over the concrete, of course. If you have been around concrete plenty, you know how this works. There are joints in the concrete. Basically, every section is laid out a certain distance. And then from, caution. We'll come back to the story about joints as Tommy Ryan has gone around. Somebody's going to hear that part of the broadcast and be like, wait, what? Right into that car, scraped up as the caution comes out. We're seeing if that rear end is made for this, as it says there in the back of his car. He looks like has some heavy rear end damage. Let's see what happens. Rolling up to the inside of Gonzalez. Both of them in are pretty high. Tommy keeps it middle. Oh, he tries to slide up and gets hooked. Does a good job to lock the car down. So he already had the rear end damage. Let's see what. Yeah, Tommy tried to clear. Unfortunately, Jose had to run, and the way the cookie crumbles. As we have pit stops. All but, I'm counting 2 lead lap cars coming to pit road. One is Brian Wortman, and the other one, Glenn Campbell. Wortman obviously doing Wortman things and trying to lead a lap here. Campbell, I think, Campbell is actually still not pitted yet, so not sure if he missed a pit entry or what the deal is there. 4 tires and fuel as they all pull away. And Kemp's going to win the race off pit road, followed by DeWeese and DeBrown and Fuller and Miles. So this is where the guys that pitted in those early cautions, they were able to flip the track position here. As Glenn Campbell has come to pit road. Let's talk to William here. Let's see what he's thinking here. He's having a great run here tonight. Looking to be that playoff spoiler. William, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Cool, man. Obviously, great strategy call there. Pitting earlier, getting the fresh tires. You worked them up to the front, and now you have flipped the track position and put yourself up in the front. Question is, do you have a car with even tires that can run up front here?
That's a good question. These guys are pretty quick. It's only my third race racing with these guys, so not too sure, honestly. We'll just have to see what happens here.
Well, obviously, that 09 looking pretty good, and that sponsor looks pretty familiar on the side of the car. Obviously, we've seen it almost win at Texas earlier this season, and obviously, it's good to see up front here as again, new to the league and stuff. So, we wish you nothing but the best, man.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see what I can do. Try to put on a show for you guys here.
There you go.
Might get a win.
Yeah, sounds good. William Kemp, they're going to restart the leader. As you heard him say, we'll find out how good he is here in a moment. He's going to take the inside lane. Looking back here, got 23 cars on the lead lap now. Cal and Tony back on track. Some 26 laps down as he just tries to get some positions here if we get some argy-bargy here in later on in the race as we turn it up as we go green here from Bristol. Laps in the books. Kemp pulling away 1.2 seconds on even tires, so he has something down here. Either that or he's literally running for his life right now, which is entirely possible. Braxton Deweese second, Justin Fuller third. As they go around the lap car, Tommy Ryan. Kevin DeBrown up to fourth. Randy Yoakum, here he is in the battle with DeBrown, and then Schweikert going to try to squeeze. Ooh, a little net code there. I think Brian Wortman had a penalty for pitting too late under that yellow. After he stayed out and led a lap. More and more here mid-pack. As here comes Fuller outside, he's going to take second away from Braxton, who I'm really starting to think is saving him tires a little bit. As here comes Schweikert, Kevin DeBrown there. Here's, of course, the 91 of Wesley Donaldson, Mike Kelly in this battle also. 2/3 distance. Everybody good on fuel now. It's a matter of having the freshest tires at the right point to go to the front. And the question, can Fuller roll in on that 09 car? As Joachim looking back at the 22 of Nelson Rivera, the 20 of Phillips. Yeah, it looks like Tommy Ryan is pulled his car to pit road off the pace and going to go behind the wall, unfortunately, the 99 car. So tough break for the Northern Tool car. Going to be out of the race, it looks like. As DeBrown struggling, Rivera there to his outside. JP Phillips there with him. Couple names being called out there tonight. Tyler Dalton, the 19 car's been hanging out in the 12th position. As Gonzalez gets a little free and saves it in that 26. Good save on his part. The other car we were talking about for a second there was going to be Charles Van Schaik in that 23. As he's worked his way up to the 14th position. He's been kind of struggling here tonight. And I say that right on cue as Van Schaik gets spun. Around goes to 23. And he must have got hit in the front, too, because that motor is blown up, unfortunately. See what happens. They're so saying the inside lane gets loose right up in front of the 23. Charles gets that run off the top side, tries to drop the ball. Oh, he gets hit by Ryan, who clips Mac McMillan. Others had to avoid. And unfortunately, the hip check off the turn 4 wall from Jeff Ryan to Charles Van Schaik brings out the 3rd yellow. Make that the 4th yellow of this race, and we have some interesting pit stops happening here. A lot of the leaders coming to pit road here. I wonder if most of these, if not all of these cars, are the ones that did not pit earlier in this race and have that extra set of tires to work with here. I see top 3 stay out. Race off pit road. Fuller, it looks like. All right. Well, let's step away, get another break in, come back, and get you to the finish of this race as you're watching the Captain Esports Network.
What a nice day to install my new mailbox.
Hi there, friend. I'm Dig Safely Man. My job is to ensure you call 811 before you dig.
Why do I need to do that?
Vital utilities like natural gas and electric run just beneath the Earth's surface. Damaging them can cause service interruption, environmental hazards, or personal injury.
I thought only contractors had to call before they dig, so homeowners do too.
Call 3 business days before you dig unless you have X-ray vision. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
All right, back we are at the Bristol Motor Speedway as we have 40 laps to go next time by, and the strategy starting to come into play now. As William Kemp stays out, Jeff Ryan has stayed out, Stephen Miles stays out. The top 3 on older tires here. As we get ready for the green flag here at lap 113. I know, look up there, see if the lights are off. Lights are off, so 112 actually will be the green flag. Yes, here we go. Kemp brings her off turn number 4 and back to the green flag. Will we get a playoff spoiler tonight, or will we get a playoff driver to the playoffs? Or I should say a win in the first race as Miles gets jumped 3 wide. Fuller clears on the outside lane to the inside of Jeff Ryan. Is he thinking 3 wide up the middle? Sure is. And 55 to the front, Justin Fuller. As, almost some contact between the 1 and the 5. One car spinning, Gonzalez in the back. Brent Scott involved. And Gonzalez bringing out the caution. Gonzalez riding behind Miles here. And Rivera there behind him. As to go into the corner, Gonzalez goes, he just loses the back end again. And then Campbell clobbers him. Tyler Dalton with damage. Too much rear brake, it looks like, in that 26 car, and it goes around. Time here, you'll see basically he just gets on the brakes and the back end comes around. Looks like he's trying to avoid running into the back of Kevin Brown, and the car just gets loose. And the cars that did not take tires are on pit road now, and for some of these guys might be their final set of tires to use. As Dalton, Ryan, McMillan, Gonzalez, Campbell. And you wonder if Fuller can hold him off. All right, 32 laps to go next week. We are off for the 4th of July holiday and then return at the Legacy Texas Motor Speedway, July 14th. Richmond the 21st and Atlanta the 28th of July before we will go into the month of August with 8 drivers eliminated from the playoffs as Fuller leads them back to the green flag here at lap 119. Kemp with not the best of restarts. And for Braxton DeWeese, unfortunately, he has fallen victim to that inside lane for both restarts, and unfortunately he's going backwards. Going to dive it in there 3 wide. Oh, it's going to get tight right here. But they clear William there. Now Braxton has some work to do in that 5th position. That bottom line not helping. Precious tires right now, lap 116 pit stops. It's Jeff Ryan in the 12th position right now. So we'll keep an eye on the 3 and the 24 and the 88 and see where they end up here at the end of this race, if they can get back to the front. As up front, Schweikert starting to put pressure on Fuller. Fuller trying to find that short run speed in that 55 car. Racing here again at Bristol tonight. This NC811.org Xfinity Series never failing to succeed in great racing, including from Bristol. Nobody really getting away from anyone right now. Here's your fresh tires back here. There's Ryan, obviously. There's Miles. There's McMillan. I'm pretty sure a lot of those guys are out of tires now. They got what they got to the finish of this race. Climbed their way into turn 3 and 4. Miles starting to put the pressure on that 3 car. 4 position, everybody else pretty much single file. Here we go, battle. I was waiting on it to happen. Braxton drops it to the bottom, trying to get around Kevin DeBrown. As he's in a spot trying to get these positions back. He's been rolling that bottom side all night pretty much in that 5. Now that it's money time. Going to get tougher and tougher, and you got to just take, and that's exactly what Braxton did. Great move. Sliding up and taking the spot for the 93. Miles still trying to get around Ryan for the 10th position. Finally, he's going to clear him. So unfortunately, those fresh tires have not gone anywhere. Or the fresher tires, I should say. Both tires are pretty much fresh for both crews. Just one is literally one caution newer. I say that as Miles all of a sudden goes past Rivera. Fuller, Schweikert, Donaldson, and DeWeese, your top 4 now. Schweikert getting his first win earlier this season. And Fuller, of course, last win came just a couple weeks ago at Watkins Glen. He would add on to his win total and have 5 now for the season. Schweikert winning at Nashville Super Speedway back in May. So looking to put another tally at a Tennessee racetrack. Schweiker looking to the bottom. 10 laps to go. Appreciate everybody hanging out here tonight on the Captain Esports Network. Again, new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel, we appreciate you coming back and hanging out with us this evening as Miles and Yoakum battle for 8th. Miles all of a sudden getting that bottom side rolling. Likes to roll in that long run, not to mention the newer tires now, so Miles trying to get what he can get. Going so fast, he's digging up the track now. Literally. Hope he called 811. Cleared Yoakum, going to try to clear Simley. And has done that. Now Kevin Brown's turn in the 7th position. This is the best battle right here on the track. Miles making moves. Starting to see the battle here for 3rd as Braxton to the inside of Wesley. 6 to go. I would definitely agree with Chris a little bit more. Chris DeWeese and Chad St. Crow Horn about the fact, if this was a win and get in scenario, I would agree with that 100%. With points on the line, I'd be very careful with what you do here. Especially with now the rules and additions that have happened with recent actions in the league as Wortman gets out of the way. Fuller's got Schweikert there. You wonder if Schweikert will try something. Not saying it won't be done. I guess I don't see it happening. But just note that usually I'm like George Costanza. When something I think is going to happen, it's usually the opposite. Oh, as Miles gets to the back of Deweese as we get to the white flag, final lap for Fuller. As he starts to pull away. Justin Fuller going to come off turn 4 and continue his season run as he wins his 5th race and clicks off a win in the playoffs at Bristol. And the run for position, Miles gets by Deweese as Deweese gets turned. As we'll have to see what happened there. As Fuller is taking the checkered flag. And the top 8 spots, all playoff drivers. Top 9 spots, all playoff drivers. As Fuller burns it down, as he celebrates the win. Let's go back and see real quickly what happened to Braxton here. He and Miles. Oh, and Braxton gets loose. Unfortunately, doesn't lose much outside of a... Oh, and he gets clobbered again. Oh, there's some cough. Oh, that's a coffee collision right there. All right, results from the race. As Fuller wins it, Schweikert 2nd, Donaldson 3rd, Miles 4th, and Deweese 5th. Kelly finishing 6th, McMillan 7th, Kevin Brown 8th, Scott Simley 9th, and Randy Yoakum 10th, with Seth Foundy 11th. Nelson Rivera finishing in the 12th position, 13th, Jeff Ryan. 14th, Levi Poland. Good run for him, as he kept his nose clean throughout the night. Glenn Campbell there 15th. William Kempfins up 16th after leading laps early. Brent Scott 17th. Tyler Dalton 18th. J.P. Phillips 19th and Brian Wortman 20th. Gonzalez, Calentoni, Van Schaik, Alan Wild, Tommy Ryan, Parker, Gillenwild, Hackney and Gillenwalder, the last one to finish. Hackney and Stevens. I don't know. I can't come up with anything off the top of my head. They must have went to Dollywood or something. All right. Great job from all the drivers here tonight. Good racing there. Entertaining. Flew right by. Not even an hour in as Fuller goes to victory lane tonight. But let's talk to our third place finisher. Ought to be pretty excited about that. Good playoff start for Wesley Donaldson, who finishes P3 this evening. Great job. And congratulations on a pretty clean run.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun race overall. I mean, we only have like 5 or 6 cautions or so, that's about all you can ask for at Bristol sometimes. But I felt pretty quick, but I was not great on the long run, so I wasn't sure how I was gonna hang in there. But kept the tires on it enough, and just used riding the top to my advantage there to keep Braxton behind me somehow. I don't know how I did that, but third place, I can't complain at all.
I think the obviously the caution that happened there right around lap 100 really put all you guys who stayed out early in the race into a good spot, because you were able to come in and get that second set of tires that you had not used, and it allowed you guys to leapfrog those few cars that stayed out and had to wait to take that last set of tires. How much did that help you get that track position you needed to get a chance to battle Fuller?
Yeah, so when that caution came out on, I think, lap like 79 or 80, everybody was pretty much on about the same set of tires there, and I was like, I got to get back to the front. Like, I got to drive really hard here and just hope a caution comes out. And that was when we got that caution about lap 100. And if that race would have went green from that point, I think I would have been in a really bad spot, because I drove it really hard and got back up into the top 5. So that, for me, that was about as perfectly timed a caution as I could ask for. And then at least set it up that I felt a bit more confident having about 35 laps to go or so when we went back green there for the last run of the race.
Well, great job, obviously, finishing in the P3 position here tonight. I know that Cup season's been argy-bargy full over there, and helter-skelter, and all that other stuff. I can't talk all of a sudden. But great job, and send some shout-outs.
Yeah, just want to say thanks to everybody here at Sim500, all the admins, everybody who helps put this stuff on every week. Thanks to 811, Trans Service, Goat Racing Diecast, everybody who sponsors just the league as a whole. Thanks to you for putting on these broadcasts. I'm sure I'll go back and enjoy this one. And then shout out to my Instagram page and Facebook, WBD Diecast, where I make custom diecasts for current day NASCAR, Cup, Truck, Xfinity, ARCA, and then also iRacing paint schemes as well.
Well, great job tonight. Congratulations, and obviously keep up the good work here in the Xfinity side. And as I was trying to say, the Cup side's been tough, but you've been rolling here all season long, so good job.
Yep, thanks, Chris.
Absolutely, you too. Wesley Donaldson finishing in the third position tonight. And obviously, good run there, and also good run for John Schweikert. Starts 12th, runs second. Obviously, I'll ask you the same question I asked Wesley. That caution that comes out there at about lap 100 allowed you and a bunch of others that had not pitted at the first caution, and those first couple cautions, to go ahead and come in and use that first set of tires finally. And then obviously have the second set of tires to work with there, where the other group was still kind of almost a step behind, if you will, at that point. How much did that help you steal this track position and get a P2 out of it?
Yeah, it was crucial. Sorry, my voice. I've been battling a little bit of a cold.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, hey, that's just Midwest, right?
I was going to say, maybe it's an Ohio thing. Send it. You keep it over there, okay?
Yeah, it's a Midwest thing. But yeah, that caution was huge. I was telling Nelson early on, like when we had that caution at like lap 24, 25, whatever, I didn't think tires would be that huge. But looking back, I should have just pitted every single time. I mean, those guys definitely came through the field, and I was like, oh no, we're in trouble. And that caution came out and got us back to at least be able to run in the top 10. And then that next caution came out, and some of the leaders didn't pit, and so we just capitalized on that. But man, what a race. To be able to run, a lot of green flags laps at Bristol is something to be proud of for this group. I mean, that's a lot of fun. A lot of hard fighting there too.
Well, obviously, yeah, it's a lot of work out there. Obviously, getting that P2 finish here this evening, and obviously a great night playoff-wise for you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what Nelson kept saying in my ear, was just big picture, big picture. I thought I had a chance at Fuller there at the end. I was kind of running a unique line kind of in the middle. It was really working out big time. Was able to roll really good. But again, this is playoffs. No need to make enemies. I didn't want to move them out of the way. If I was going to do it, it's going to be clean. And then I just slipped up with like 2 to go, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Second place is good. That's the big picture that Nelson's been talking about.
Well, great job tonight. Congratulations, and send some shout outs whoever you like to.
Yeah, first and foremost, let's thank you and the broadcast and all your viewers. Definitely neat to be able to go back and watch some of these and see how good these battles are in this league. It's a lot of fun. Thanks to NC811 Dig and the whole league here at Sim500, and big shout out to my team, LaRue Esports, Nelson, Rob, Matt Martell. You know, we just keep digging, and hopefully one of us will be close enough to at least go for the title.
Well, great job tonight. Obviously, congratulations on getting P2, and I'm going to blame me and my cough that I have on the one delivery I did yesterday in Payne, Ohio.
Yeah, come on, Chris. You just come over here to Dayton, and I'll be happy to share with you what we got.
Oh, well, you shared it, obviously, because here I'm coughing. But no, I've been coughing all week, so I understand. But, hey, I feel better, and we'll see you soon, bud.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Chris.
Yes, sir. John Schweikert finishing in the second position, and congratulations to him on that. And obviously kicked off the points playoffs with a 12-point lead, or 6-point lead over number 2, but obviously a 12-point lead on those who had not won throughout the season. And now he gets himself an advance points-wise and gets ahead a little bit more as he goes to Atlanta in 2 weeks, or Texas in 2 weeks. As Fuller, don't mind me, my talking talents have gone bye-bye tonight. But either way, congratulations as you've won the first race here at Bristol.
Thanks. This is one of my favorite racetracks. Clearly, I'm a short track guy. You said it at the start of the race, so I do love good short track racing, and that was a lot of fun. 5 cautions for 150 laps. You really can't ask much better than that at Bristol. So
Yeah.
That was a great race by everybody. Everybody did a phenomenal job, and I'm really happy to be able to pull the win off of this race.
Yeah, you were obviously you had the track position most of the night. I've brought up to the other two, and I'll bring it up to you. Obviously, that you had the early cautions. You had some cars come to pit road there early and go ahead and use a set of tires, which left a lot of you guys out there for the first, almost 75, 80, 90 laps or so on one set of tires, but then allowed you to have that second set for when the fuel kind of went out of question and then became a tire race where you could come to pit road and put that second set on and leave those guys out there and kind of steal the track position back. How big was that?
It was, I don't know if it was super big. We could make the whole race on fuel. I was never going to pit if we went caution free. So that was never a concern with fuel. But yeah, I don't, it was kind of unfortunate that I didn't pit under that one yellow when everybody stopped and took tires. But I actually think I had such good long run pace and tire conservation that eventually those guys were going to even out, and they were going to actually start coming back to me. Williams started coming back to me actually right before we got that caution before he pitted. So I wasn't too concerned. I didn't get too worked up over it. I knew William wasn't racing for points anyway, so I was just really racing Braxton, a couple of those guys around me that were all on the same strategy. So just a good race overall, and had a lot of fun.
Well, great job, man. As you kick off the playoffs with a win here at Bristol, and send some shout-outs whoever you like to.
Oh, yeah, thanks to NC811 for sponsoring the series. Thanks to you putting on the broadcast. Thanks to all the admins at Sim500 for what they do. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks to everybody in this race. I mean, everybody needs to pat themselves on the back and a round of applause, because 5 cautions at Bristol is that's such a great race. We had so much green flag racing. That was so much fun. Thanks to John for racing me clean there at the end. I hope Nashville was in the back of his mind when I raced him clean there. So it was in the back of my mind, because I was like, I hope he doesn't run me dirty after I raced him clean in Nashville. So that was a good, hard, clean race there at the end. Thanks to Units and all my teammates in Aftermath Motorsports, even though I didn't have any teammates again tonight. Thanks to Trey Edson for always keeping me looking good out here, and looking forward to the break, and then coming back and going to Texas, another good track for me. And we can't get complacent. We got to keep getting these points and make sure we advance to the next round, and that way we can fight for a championship.
Well, great job this evening, and obviously, yeah, well deserved on your part. Everybody did a great job tonight. You are 100% correct. Great race for you. Only 5 cautions for a setup that some of you guys said was pretty loose. So obviously, you had to go control yourself and not hit somebody on a tight track. So obviously, great job to you. Great job to them, and congrats on the win.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks.
You
Have
too.
a good one.
Yes, sir. Justin Fuller, the winner here tonight. Congratulations to him as he will push that point lead out just a little bit here as we go to Texas Motor Speedway. Excuse me, that cough thing I mentioned. Next week, or 2 weeks from now, we get the 4th of July weekend off. And it looks like Fuller right now with a 15-point lead. John Schweikert's going to jump up to second, as I will get the points and let you see them here in just a moment. Just takes me a moment to do a little, that program Snip and Sketch is money, by the way. Let's just put that up there. As, unfortunately, the guys I mentioned earlier, Chad Coleman missing the race tonight. It's going to fall. And then you got Bob Gillenwater and Josh Parker having issues with the wrecks tonight. Cal and Tony in the same spot as those guys. So as we get to it, there's that, and here we go. Points here for you as we go to next week's, or 2 weeks from now's race at Texas Motor Speedway. There it is. Josh Parker, of course, falls 6 spots. Rivera up 6, Simley up 5, Braxton up 2 to 8th. And you see Kevin Brown falls a little bit. Miles down 1 to 6th. And right there at the bubble, Braxton obviously right now by 4 points over Scott Simley. It's kind of weird to be in that spot, be the point leader pretty much the whole entire season. And here you are now, just 4 points above Simley in the playoff race as we get 3 races to go after tonight here at Bristol. So, great job by everybody. And, obviously a great race there. And we're going to go enjoy the 4th of July weekend. We'll be back on Wednesday with another league broadcast. Otherwise, appreciate NC811 for allowing us to be a part of all their broadcast as always. Big shout out to the viewers, the drivers, and everybody who hangs out here in the Captain Esports Network. Big shout out to all you guys for being a part of this. And, looking forward to being back on Wednesday from Homestead, Miami Speedway. And we'll go from there and get ready for the 4th of July holidays. So, obviously, on the Sim500 side, we're off until a week from tonight, basically, I think, right? A week from Monday. Sorry. I'll get the dates right. But basically, we're back in the week after 4th of July week. So, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Happy 4th of July. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, reused, or retransmitted in any form without the authorized written consent of Captain Esports Network. Captain would like to thank all of his loyal fans for your continued support, and he hopes you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is a special presentation. From the Captain Esports Network.